REBT is short for Rational Emotive Behavioural Therapy. It has also been called other things, such as rational therapy and rational emotive therapy, but you can just call it REBT. A word of caution here though, it's best to say every letter by itself. If you say REBT, you'll sound rather like a frog. So, REBT, it was thought up by a man named Albert Ellis in the 1950s, and he kept working on it right up to his passing about half a century later. It's been constantly refined by a worldwide community of REBT therapists into a modern and effective therapy system. REBT draws strong inspiration from the philosophy of the ancient Greeks and Romans, but also includes ideas from philosophers who are still very much alive. REBT belongs to a special group of therapies known altogether as CBT, or Cognitive Behavioural Therapy. These therapies are special because of how effective they are, and because they're among some of the only therapies in psychology that actually have evidence to support their effectiveness. At its core, REBT is about understanding how we humans make sense of our emotions. Emotions are connected to everything we do, but REBT tells us that our emotions aren't disturbed by outside influences. Instead, they are disturbed by our interpretation of those outside forces. For example, it's not rainy weather that makes you sad or depressed. Instead, rainy weather has a specific meaning to us that has been shaped through our language, history, culture, and the beliefs that come from these. It's ultimately these beliefs about other people and the nature of the world we live in that causes emotional disturbances. REBT tells us that, for most people, what we really want is to be happy. Being happy is an emotional state that most people think is the result of external forces, such as being rich or never having anything bad happen to us. Of course, the core lesson from REBT is that no force from outside can make you happy. Being happy is something that happens inside our heads. One of the main goals of REBT is therefore helping people to deal with obstacles and misfortunes in life in a more healthy and constructive way. REBT does not have the goal to eliminate negative emotions from life completely, but to help people deal with these emotions when they have become intense to the point where lives begin to fall apart and become problematic. So, if we had to summarise what REBT is really about overall, it would be the idea of restoring and maintaining a healthy emotional balance. It helps people to use their reasoning ability to look at their own beliefs and behaviours in a new light. So before we get even deeper into the wonderful world of REBT, let's do something together that will help you understand the main idea behind REBT a little better. In the next video, we're going to do a little self-assessment exercise.